Rowan, I've sold some shares this year. CBA held for 25 years. DRP makes establishing a cost base a nightmare. Any advice? Good luck. Next question.
I know. It's these DRPs are really a nightmare.
Gosh.
And there's, that's the whole strategy of investing for a lot of people, right? They just keep putting these DRPs in place. So technically you are supposed to keep record of all of these DRPs, whether you get 2 or 3 shares, maybe it's even just 1 share each time there's a dividend. There are some sites that can help you generate this sort of stuff. There's a platform called ShareSite, which provides you with some pretty comprehensive historical data. There is some thresholds depending on investments that you hold as to whether it's free or not.
I think you get 10 holdings for
free. But,
it doesn't help when it's 25 years down the track. It's more of a forward planning thing now, isn't it?
Exactly. But, I think when you have shares, part of that is a responsibility to make sure that you keep appropriate records.
So on that, Rowan's had CBA shares held for 25 years. I go out on a limb, there could be significant value there, okay? There could be 300 grand worth of CBA shares. We don't actually know. I'm making a number up. You basically, if Rowan rocked up to your practice and said, here we go, it's literally like, okay, well, we need to, you've got no records, we'll log into the registry and see what we can find. We have to make some conservative assumptions for the ATO.
Yeah, look, if that happened, first of all, I'd have a little cry because it's like, that's a nightmare.
But Rowan, because of that, one of my points was there could be a few $1,000s worth of accounting time and fees.
Exactly. But given the value of the shares and the capital gain that's likely to happen, it's really important to make sure that we get the cost base. So even if you were able to provide the initial number of shares purchased and the date the shares were purchased, that is a really good start because then we can work out what the dividend reinvestment was each time. And work out a very long spreadsheet to be able to update that. Gets a bit more complicated when you are buying and selling throughout the time. But, at least if you have that initial purchase, that's a really good start.
I'm just, for fun, I just brought up ChatGPT, see what they say, right?
Yes.
I purchased,
good old ChatGPT.
That's always wrong. Here's this. How's this, rather? ChatGPT is good, but if you don't know what you're freaking talking about to start with, there's so many mistakes in it. So don't rely on it, people, for stuff. Let it do some heavy lifting, but
then you need to do your research.
Well, you've got to know what you're freaking on about.
Exactly.
I purchased $10,000 CBA shares in Australia in 2000, just sold them. There was DRP along the way. What is the value today if sold, and what is the cost base for the because it's after pre-CGT flag anyway, so there's a real one in the boat. What is the cost base for the parcel assuming DRP? We might break the internet now. Let's have a look. And that speaks to why going forward, like I don't use a direct CHESS-sponsored broker. I use a platform because I just want all the records to be rock solid. All right, here we go. G'day, Glen. You've done well holding onto those CBA shares since 2000, especially with the Dividend Reinvestment Plan. And if you are watching on YouTube, I will share this because we are doing more of a show now for YouTube. And thanks for listening, obviously, if you're on Spotify or Apple. So I've shared ChatGPT. Initial investment, $10,000. CBA share price in 2000, approximately $25 per share. Initial shares purchased, $10,000 by $25 equals 400 shares. Auto switch. Participating in the DRP means that instead of receiving cash dividends, you received additional CBA shares. Over 25 years, this compounding effect can significantly increase your total shareholding. Thank you, Captain Science. While exact figures depend on dividend amounts and share prices at each reinvestment point, historical data suggests that a long-term DRP participants could see their shareholding increase by approximately 2.5 times over 25 years. Estimated total shares in 2025, 400 initial shares times 2.5 is 1,000 shares. Bit of a summary here. CBA share price in May, approximately 175. We're at all-time highs. Total value, 1,000 shares times 175 is $175,000. Calculating the cost base for this CGT, initial purchase cost, $10,000. Cost of DRP shares, it's considered a separate purchase. So the cost base for these shares is that their market value at the time of each dividend reinvestment. Yep, we know that.
Yep.
Accurately calculating the total cost base requires detailed records of each dividend reinvestment.
Did we just say that?
Yep. Including dates and the share price. You've kept these records. You can sum the market values. If you've kept these records, you can sum the market values of shares acquired through DRP to determine or to estimate. Okay. Estimating the capital gain. Total proceeds from sale, $175,000. Let's assume that approximately $40,000, including initial investment and DRP shares. So capital gain equals $175,000 less $40,000 equals $135,000. Note, this is a simplified estimate for precise calculation, especially for tax purposes. Consult with a tax professional or financial advisor. Key takeaways, investment growth, your $10,000 potentially grew to $175,000 over 25 years. All that to say, it was useless.
Keep good records.
ChatGPT was basically useless.
Yep.
Now, I don't know, that was just fun. Whatever. Sue me. Don't know where we got there, but anyway, any advice? Yeah. You're going to have to pay an accountant to sit down and do some detailed year-on-year assumptions. They may go back. Look, there is a detailed search function on ChatGPT. It might take an hour to search, but I think it's a manual thing.
The message is, though, that it is going to be quite detailed. It's going to take a long time. It's going to cost you a bit if you don't have these records because it is a long process.
150%. Hey, it's Glen here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You made it to the end. Can I ask a favor? Can you hit that like button and maybe hit subscribe if you want to get notified when we release further videos just like this one, whether you watch the Money, Money, Money podcast or Retire Right. And remember, if you want to learn more about investing, I've got an investing book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, and there's a link in the description to get your hands on a copy. Thank you so much. Bye.